Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord fulfills the desires of everyone just as one desires. Pure devotees are interested in achieving the transcendental service of the Lord, which is non-different from Him. Therefore, the Lord is the only desire of the pure devotees, and the devotional service is the only spotless process for achieving His favor. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that pure devotional service is jnana karmadhyanavrutam. Pure devotional service is without any tinge of speculative knowledge and fruitive activities. Such devotional service is able to award the pure devotee the highest result, namely direct association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. According to the Gopala Tapani Upanishad, the Lord showed one of the many thousands of petals of his lotus feet. It is said, Brahmano asau anavaratam me dhyataha stutaha paradhante so buddhyata gopavesho me parastat avirbha bhuva. After penetrating for millions of years, Lord Brahma could understand the transcendental form of the Lord as Sri Krishna in the dress of a cowherd boy, and thus he recorded his experience in the Brahma Samhita in the famous prayer Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Samasta Bhaktivedanta Purport. So we are reading from the chapter Manifestation of Brahma from Vishnu. And in the previous verses we have seen, after Brahma was manifested, he was searching for the source of his existence. And then after repeated attempts, he could not find the source. But then when he performed the tapas, he could have the darshan of the Supreme Lord. So when he had the darshan, first he observed the lotus, the white bed, Ananta, and then slowly the Brahma's attention came on to Vishnu, and then we saw how gorgeously the Lord is present. So Brahma had the darshan of Vishnu, and then I think Lord also observed Brahma and Brahma's desire. So in accordance to Brahma's desire, Pumsam Swakamaya Vivikta Margai Pradarshyantam, Lord has showed his lotus feet by raising them. Because Brahma was desiring to see the lotus feet of the Lord, so Vishnu has raised the lotus feet so that he can see. Kama Dugangri Padmam. The lotus feet of the Lord is glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Vedas, and it is said that it is the lotus feet can bestow Kama Dugha, any desire. It bestows all awards. Pradarshyantam Krupaya, by his mercy. Whatever Lord does is only by his mercy, because he has no obligation. There is nobody beyond him who can put pressure on him. There is no such obligation. So that's why Krupaya, Pradarshyantam Krupaya, Nakendu Mayuka Bhinnanguli Charupatra. His toenails and the fingernails. Brahma is having darshan of the lotus feet, and he is looked at the toenails and the fingernails, and then they are looking like petals of a flower. So Prabhupada is saying, Swakamaya Vivikta Margai. by path of devotional service, one can achieve the awards, all the awards, provided that devotion is pure. Vivikta margai abhyarchatam worshiped. So Prabhupada is saying the Lord fulfills the desires of everyone just as one desires. Whatever one desires, Krishna fulfills the desires. So that's why here is Pradarshyantam, is exhibiting his lotus feet so that Brahma can have darshan. So, what is how we should render our devotional service? That has been explained in the purport. Prabhupada quotes Rupa Goswami from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that our service should be pure. Devotion should be pure. Devotion means devotional service. Prabhupada translates bhakti as devotional service. Something practically someone has to do. That is called service. So that devotional service should be jnana karmadi anavrutam. Jnana means the speculative knowledge. Karma means desire for a fruit. Adi, even yoga, all such methods to develop some detachment from matter. So devotion should be free from all this. We should exclusively depend on the devotional service only in order to progress. We cannot think the other paths will help me. Now what is this jnana? Speculative. So recently there was one interesting article. There was a research done by one foreign university, University of Maryland Medical Center. Of course, the project was done by one Indian only. Or she has quoted some Kamini Kumari, dietitian. She quoted this research article. So the article is saying that if somebody takes 3 to 4 cups of tea every day, they will have serious problems. 3 to 4 cups of tea every day. Everybody starts their day with a cup of tea, maybe coffee. And then so it says, if somebody takes up to 4 cups, then it has listed what are the symptoms. Because of the caffeine in the tea, they will have sleeplessness. And then head will spin. Then gundallo manta, that means burning in the heart. Then nervousness, he'll be nervous, restless. Also they have mentioned that there will be dehydration in the body, bones will become weak, and then iron will get depleted in the body. 4 cups only. People take I don't know how many cups. So the question is now, how many cups to take? What is the recommended? How many cups you can take? So they have again conducted the research, and they said maybe 1 cup, 1 to 2 cups of the tea they can take. And in the end they concluded better to avoid, and then take herbal tea, some green tea or herbal tea or something. So the article has come very close. How many cups to take? Shastra says 0. Any caffeine based drinks should be avoided. Both coffee and tea should be avoided. That's what the Sampradaya says, Acharyas say. That don't take any of those things. But then people don't believe in the Shastra Vidhi. Yash Shastra Vidhim Usrujja. They don't believe in Shastra. So what they do? They try to investigate on their own. So that is called philosophical speculation. Mental speculation, not philosophical speculation. Mental speculation. What is mental speculation? No basis of Shastra, and they try to arrive at some conclusion. Like how many cups to take? They are saying 1 or 2 or something. But Shastra Vidhi is saying 0. So, neglecting the Shastra Vidhi, if somebody is figuring out what is the truth, that is called mental speculation. That is called mental speculation. So bhakti should be free from mental speculation. One should not try to figure out what to be done, what is truth on his own by exercising his mind, his intellectual abilities. One should not try to figure out what should be done in bhakti. That is jnana, contamination. Then karma adi, doing bhakti for some fruit, some result. Certainly, whoever focuses on the lotus feet of the Lord, worships Him, these are all services. So if the service is done, certainly they will get their desires fulfilled. But here the Shastra is saying one should render devotional service, devotion, without expecting any fruit. Now, what are the fruits that people ask? Oh, we cannot even list. They are unlimited. They will be saying, I want to pass examination, I want to get a good rank, and then I want to get good job, starting itself some four digits or 5 digits, and then after the job, then he will think, now I need good facilities, good life, a nice car. These are all innumerable desires. Or I want good health, or I want freedom from misery, too much trouble, financial issues, anxieties, tensions, stress. There is no end to this, the way the mind works. And then people desire. So to fulfill all these desires, they approach the Lord, and then they try to render some devotional service. They will do pradakshinas, Radha Govinda. They offer prayers. Everything they do, but background is, I want something. I want something from the Lord. Some fruit is expected. So, Rupa Goswami is saying, our bhakti should be free from karma, the karma contamination. One is philosophical speculation, figuring out what to do. Like sometimes some people say, yeah, we are fasting on every Wednesday or something, they will say. Now, what is the basis? They have figured out something. We don't know. Shastra Vidhi is you should fast on Ekadashi days. 2 times in a month, fast on Ekadashi days. That is Shastra Vidhi. So that's why Jnana Karma Adi, beginning with the Jnana and Karma contamination. And then yoga. Some people, they practice yoga to develop some detachment in the mind. Very rarely. Most of them practice yoga and pranayam for health. Very rarely they try to develop some detachment and all that. So, these methods they actually contaminate our devotional service. So then what should be the mood while practicing this devotional service? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavrutam anukulyena krishnanushelanam. Now devotional service should be anukulyena. It should be favorable devotional service to Krishna. Now what is favorable to Krishna? Only Krishna knows. So if one can execute the desires of Krishna for his satisfaction, for his pleasure, that is anukulyena. So the Lord's desires, the Lord's satisfaction is the goal of devotional service, then it is called pure devotional service. Pure means your personal selfish motives are not mixed while rendering the service. One should not be enthusiastically doing services, keeping some motivation in the heart that yes, one day I want this, one day I want to achieve this, or I want to become like this. So then what should we think while rendering services? Krishna should be pleased. The Lord should be pleased. But then how do you understand what Krishna desires? What is he expecting from me? What is Krishna's expectation from me? I have to do that. So it is not possible to understand what is Lord's expectation directly. That's why one has to approach a pure devotee who can tell us what is expected out of us. What will satisfy Krishna? This is known only to the pure devotee. Without approaching a pure devotee, nobody can understand what is the goal of devotional service. Without approaching, taking shelter of a pure devotee, nobody can figure out that devotional service should be done purely. For example, we are all practicing some kind of bhakti. They think bhakti means they can worship anything, anybody and any god or any goddess. But actually bhakti means it is worship of only Vishnu or Krishna. This is called bhakti. Everything else is called some kind of a business. There is no bhakti there. When we approach Krishna also, unless we approach through a pure devotee, we will never be able to understand how to render devotional service. We will certainly approach with material content. But then the advantage of approaching Krishna is that one day he will become purified and slowly he will desire only Krishna. Bhakti should be rendered to get the association of the Supreme Lord. So that's why Prabhupada is saying such devotional service is able to award the pure devotee the highest result, and that is direct association with the Supreme Personality of God. Now what is that Krishna takes it as best of the devotional services? That is only Guru knows. Now Krishna makes it very clear in Bhagavad Gita what is very pleasing to him. He says, Nacha tasman manusheshu. Anybody who propagates the gospel, the message of Bhagavad Gita, anybody who preaches this vigorously, he is most dear to Krishna. It is already declared, openly it is there. It's an open secret in Bhagavad Gita. So that's why you see a bona fide spiritual master is always eager to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita all over the world. Like in the Leelamrita also we are seeing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sarvatra prachara bhai, morana. So, he is saying his name will be spread all over the world, in all the cities and towns and villages. So Prabhupada is saying when the Lord is desiring, it is not that it has no substance. It will happen. So if somebody takes up this desire of the spiritual master and Krishna and tries to spread this message far and wide by trying his level best, that's the word Prabhupada uses. If he tries his level best to spread this movement, that is the perfect, pure devotional service. While spreading this message, again, one should not have motivations. I should become very famous, or I should become, a center for some people. People should recognize me, or they should develop some attachment towards me. One should not have any of these desires. Many people will have very gross desires. They want to satisfy their gross desires. But once that stage is crossed, then the desires for subtle desires, this kind of name and fame, all those things will manifest. So one has to constantly guard his consciousness and ensure that no such weeds gets into his pure consciousness. Otherwise, the consciousness acts like a field, and whatever seeds enter, they will be sown in that, and then gradually those seeds will grow. They're all weeds because they don't encourage the devotional service, rather they put obstacles. And whatever endeavors we are doing, it will all go towards growing those weeds. Instead of growing bhakti, one will be growing a lot of weeds. So that's the danger. So that's why here it is mentioned, jnana karmadi anavrutam. Now here, Prabhupada is, this according to this verse, if somebody is trying his best to expand this movement, to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita, he is actually highly pleasing to Krishna. So, under the direction of a spiritual master, one has to execute his duties to his level best, and that will be very pleasing to Krishna. So here Prabhupada is quoting from Gopala Tapani Upanishad, is part of the Vedas, and he says that Lord Brahma had darshan of Gopavesha me. The Supreme Lord in his Gopavesha, like a cowherd boy. Now who is that Supreme Lord who is in cowherd boy? That is Krishna. So Brahma, he had the darshan of Krishna also, Gopavesho me, and then the Lord has showed him, he gave the darshan of the lotus feet, and he is in the dress of a cowherd boy, and Brahma has recorded his experience in Brahma Samhita. Like morning time we are reciting Govindam Adipurusham Tamham Bhajami. So Vedas confirm that Brahma had darshan of Krishna also. That's how this very authoritative Shastra, this Brahma Samhita, personally retrieved by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and one of the very important scriptural scriptures of our movement. Actually, Prabhupada has asked us to read Brahma Samhita very scrutinizingly. If one wants to understand the Krishna Tattva, one has to read Brahma Samhita very closely, very scrutinizingly. Actually, Prabhupada has kept the Brahma Samhita translated by his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he said the same book can be read by his disciples. So, the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, they should read Brahma Samhita very nicely, very closely. Actually, Brahma Samhita was written by Bhakti Siddhanta, and his English, particularly his English, was of a very high standard. It was a very classic and very high standard of English. Bhakti Siddhanta always desired that the Vedic wisdom, the wisdom in our country, should go to the English speaking population. That is the order he gives to Srila Prabhupada also. And if you see Brahma Samhita, yes, he has written in such wonderful English. And what happens, we we have no such training in that language, and we may feel that it is little difficult to understand. So you may have to keep one dictionary and then figure out each and every word and then meaning and then understand. So Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Brahma not only had the darshan of Gopavesha, Krishna, but also he had the darshan of Goloka. So you will see in Brahma Samhita the descriptions about the transcendental abode of Krishna. Chintamani Prakarasadmashu Kalpa Vriksha. They are very important shlokas because it is the direct experience of Lord Brahma. It is not speculation. It is direct experience of the supreme spiritual master of this universe, Lord Brahma. So here it is mentioned, Abhyarjatam Kamadugangri Padmam. Also devotees have to practice every day meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord. One is to read the books like Brahma Samhita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and then practice in day-to-day life. And that practice is directly meditating on the Supreme Personality of God. Abhyarchatam. One has to worship. And meditation on his lotus feet is highest worship. In the second canto, the demigods offers their prayers to the Supreme Lord. There are wonderful shlokas glorifying the glories of meditation on the transcendental lotus feet of Krishna. So one of the shlokas says, if somebody concentrates his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord, then the mountains of sinful contamination which is present in the heart will be destroyed. Like when during rains, sometimes we see thunderbolts. They destroy the peaks of the mountains. So similarly, if a devotee concentrates on the lotus feet of the Lord, these mountains of sinful reactions which are actually stopping our progress in devotional service, they will be uprooted. So one has to be very enthusiastic to have darshan of the deities. And not only that, every day he should meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. And you should remember as many times as possible. But sometimes this meditation on the form is not easy. It may get disturbed. So that's why the process is being simplified by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he gave this process, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we chant, Prabhupada explains that the same lotus feet comes on to the tongue. The Lord is dancing on the tip of the tongue along with his internal energy. Same lotus feet. What you are observing, the same lotus feet comes in. So you are touching. The dust of the lotus feet is falling into on the tongue. So that's why a very powerful process, directly contacting Krishna. So if the devotees don't have any motivations in chanting these holy names, then his progress will be very rapid. One should chant nicely, and then hear nicely. If one hears nicely, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pleased, Gauranga is pleased, and one's progress will be very rapid. So that's what our goal should be. I should chant for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya, for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. So then that becomes pure devotional service, and they will become instrumental in spreading this movement far and wide. Any questions? Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.